Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name's Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
A busy Thursday is underway, and Brent Apperson has already brought guests into the studio who are here to talk with Brent and the audience out there about important matters. So I'm going to turn it over to Brent, and let's get started.
Right, I think we've got the Broken Bow cheerleaders here, right?
Yes.
Hi, girls. Get that microphone. Yeah, I think you're good. I think you're good. Yeah, get those microphones close. Now, look at this, Dave. What a way to start the morning. Our first guests of the day bring treats.
Well, thank you.
Look at that. We have cookies in the studio. Now, I'm going to put you girls on the spot. Mm-hmm. Is there any chance, have you ever thought about putting together a cheer for the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show?
You know, my mom told me that she really wanted me to make a cheer, but I said, I think it's a little bit too early.
Oh, man. All right.
So I didn't come prepared, but maybe next time.
All right, well, you girls work on that.
We will.
Okay? All right. I'm going to have you introduce yourselves so that the people know who we're talking to. All right.
Well, my name is Maggie Smith. I'm a senior on the squad. I've been cheering for 4 years.
I'm Lily Jonas. I'm also a senior on the squad, and I've been cheering for 3 years.
I'm Ivy Eggleston. I'm a sophomore, and I've been cheering for 1 year.
Well, it's great to have you girls in. Now, before we get into some of the things you're going to be doing here in the very near future that we want to talk about, I want to take you back to last year and make sure that people understand the success that the cheerleading squad had for Broken Bow. Some people may not know this, but you guys actually have a state competition, just like, you know, other sports do.
Yes.
And the Broken Bow squad did extremely well. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, so we compete in 2 events as of now. Traditional, which is more of the more intensive training that we do is mostly for traditional. That's like a dance, jumps, stunting, heavily on the stunting. So that's more of the, like, we have a halftime performance at the boys basketball game. That's our traditional performance. And then we compete in game day, which is like a sideline, what you would see at a football game or at a pep rally, I would describe it. And we got runner-up in both events. One of them was super close, like a fourth of a point or something like that from getting first. So it's really heavily competitive, and we work all year long. I think that's something that people don't know about cheer is we start in June and we go all the way to February with practices, but then we still have to cheer at the basketball game. So depending on how well we do in our sports is how long we're doing cheer, and then right after that we have our tryouts. So it's kind of a all year long type of commitment. And yeah, so we worked really hard last year. We had a great coach. She's moved, and we're excited for this year, and hopefully we'll have just as good of a squad and just as good as results. But we're very thankful to be given the success, and, you know, it's great.
Yeah. Well, the squad does a great job of representing Broken Bow High School, so congratulations
Thank you.
on all of that. I'm going to open this up to all 3 of you. What's your favorite part about cheer? Is it doing the stunts? Is it just getting the crowd revved up? For each of you, what's your favorite part?
I personally like competition or stunting. It's just a lot of excitement running through everyone's body.
Yeah, I agree. I love being in front of a big crowd. I'm kind of a preppy kind of gal, so I love getting the crowd riled up, and that's my favorite part, being in front of a crowd and getting the students involved and being able to be in front of everyone and just have a good time.
Good.
I like the stunting portion of it.
Now, who's at the top of the pyramid?
Oh,
Is one of you at the top of the pyramid?
Sometimes Ivy.
yeah, Ivy,
Occasionally.
she can fly. Lil and I, we're both side bases, so we do the lifting.
There you go. All right. Well, tell us about the reason you're here. I think that you have like a fundraiser or something that's coming up. So what's going on?
So Friday and Saturday of this week, we do, every single year we have a cheer garage sale. And a lot of our funding comes from this. We, as cheerleaders, fundraise for everything. We don't get anything from the schools, so we pay for our own uniforms, our camps, all that stuff. So this really helps a lot of the girls just get to pay off that cheer belt, and it's really successful every year.
Yeah, our cheer bill usually adds up pretty quickly just with all the stuff that we have to have because we cheer for all 3 seasons of sports.
All right. So when is the garage sale and where is it? You mentioned it's Friday, but
Yes, Friday is from 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, and that's at the municipal building, and as well as Saturday, 8 to 12 o'clock, and as well at the municipal building.
yeah.
So,
So did all of you, you just went and cleaned out your closets and, yeah, what was that like?
I don't.
Wasn't that bad?
I'm a big shopper, so I have a lot of clothes.
Me too. Me
A lot of
too.
stuff to give, so it's fun to see, like, when you get to give back to the community. I mean, we are fundraising, but it's nice to give your clothes to a new home that will use them as much as you don't. So.
Yeah. And I'm guessing that the moms and dads help put some of the stuff on this garage sale too. So I'm going to guess a wide variety of items.
Definitely.
Okay. All right.
Some of our big ticket items we have this year, we have lots of clothes, antique dolls, our antique school desk, and that has a bench with it, refurnished child secretary with roll-down top and matching chair, large inflatable tubes, decorative chair, weight sets with bench and free weights. We're selling baked goods.
I know we have a few instruments like a clarinet, and I think there's a flute.
In pretty good condition, too.
Yep, and the clarinet is definitely in very good condition. One nice thing about our garage sale is we're putting out stuff like all the time. So if you come on Friday and you come back later that evening, there'll be completely different stuff that hasn't even been put out yet.
Right.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good. So it's gonna, it's worth going not just once, but more than once.
That's right. And usually, I don't know if we're doing it this year, but on the last day, like the last couple hours, we'll do this thing where it's like $5 a bag. So you can, whatever you can put into a like grocery cart bag, you can have for $5. And that'll go to our community, like our cheer fund, like the team fund, not individually. So.
Okay. All right. Well, fantastic. Well, we'll encourage everybody to come out and shop at the
Yes.
garage sale and support the cheerleading squad. Now, you mentioned something about camps. Are those during this summer? Do you have a camp coming up this summer?
We do. So last year we were fortunate enough to go to Lincoln. We stayed there for about 4 days in the embassy, and they put on this huge cheer camp, and it's a whole bunch of cheerleaders from around the state. And you just go and you compete against each other, see who can have the most spirit. It's a really fun experience, but it's quite exhausting.
We definitely learn a lot of new things at camp. So it's definitely helpful, but very exhausting because we go from like 8 a.m. to 9:30 at night.
Well, great. Well, girls, thank you for getting up early in the morning to come visit with us. And we hope you have a great time at the garage sale. It's Friday and Saturday,
Yes.
right? And the hours again are what?
On the first day, it's 8 to 5 p.m., and then Saturday, it's 8 to noon.
Okay, and it's at the municipal building here in Broken Bow.
Yes.
All right. Well, we'll encourage everybody to come out and support you. Anything else that either one of you wanted to mention about cheer or about garage sailing or anything before we let you go?
We will have baked goods there, so even if you want a treat, we'll have these cookies and all that stuff. So come stop down and see the cheerleaders support us, and yeah.
All right. Girls, thank you very much
Thank
for
you.
coming
Thank
out.
you.
All right.
Thanks for the cookies.
Yes, you're welcome.
Thank Ivy. She made them.
Did you make them, Ivy?
Well, my mom kind of helped me out, but I'll take some credit too.
Girl.
They look delicious. I have one question before we go, because I know it still amazes adults, I think, a lot of us, how you get involved in so many things, cheer and other, of course, academics and so forth. Our hats, we take our hats off to you guys. I don't know how you do it, and I don't know. It used to be back in the day when you were in a cheerleading squad, you didn't participate in any other sports. You were just a cheerleader.
Right.
That's not the case anymore. Do any of you participate in other sports? Ivy?
I do golf and basketball.
All right.
And I do volleyball.
Right.
We have a couple athletes that do cheer, volleyball, track, basketball, all the works.
Wow.
So
I don't know how you guys do it, but a lot of time practicing at all of those to be good at it, and definitely the cheer
Right.
group has proven that they've been practicing. So, thanks, ladies. Appreciate it.
thank you for
Thank
having us
you.
again.
You bet. We'll continue with these words.
Shop every day through June 3rd at The Secret Garden. You'll find annual plants, succulents, cactus, home decor, antiques, Watkins, and more. Browse their Day Spring box cards as well as devotionals, Nebraska-made items, and glazed pottery. Proverbs 16 verse 9 says, "We can make our plans, but the Lord determines our steps." The Secret Garden. Open weekdays 11:30 to 4:30 and Saturday 8:30 to 4:30 through June 3rd. 2 1/4 miles west of Myrna on Highway 92 and a half a mile north. You can catch them every Thursday on the square in Broken Bow.
Hello, I'm Chris Smith of the Palmer Monument Company. You already know about the advantages of pre-selecting your family memorial. Now there's yet another good reason to come and see us today. For the entire month of June, with a coupon from the newspaper, you'll receive additional savings off our already sale prices. We'll assist you in selecting the stone, the inscription, and the artwork, and we'll save you money too. Come see us during the after Memorial Day sale at the Palmer Monument Company in Broken Bow and Lexington.
All right. Yeah, you're right. What a way to start the show. Young ladies having a sale and raising money. They got to travel. They got to buy their own. I mean, it's a pretty good commitment.
Yes.
Not only practicing, but financially, I think, to do all they've done. So anything you can do out there to help, I know they would appreciate it very much. All right, Mr. Apperson, I've been thinking about this most of the morning,
Oh.
and I didn't know whether to ask it or not, but I was going to ask you, when you go over to Loop City today,
Yes.
and you're going to be interviewing somebody that you know and you worked with last year.
I believe so.
I
yeah.
think so.
Yeah.
So. And there's other alumni around there. Will there be anybody there to clarify whether you had a girlfriend in school or not when you went to school at Loop City?
I don't know. I didn't really have a girlfriend when I was in high school. No.
Do you know how many times people have heard that? I don't have a girlfriend. I know you have one now. Shelley.
Yes,
Shelley's
yes,
your girlfriend.
yes.
I understand that.
Yeah.
You met after
My
you
girlfriend
graduated.
for life.
Yeah, I understand. But you probably had a girlfriend when you were in school.
I don't think so. I probably had plenty of girls that wanted to be my girlfriend, but
I thought it might be the other way around. That you had a crush on somebody, but you couldn't get their attention. I didn't know which way it went, but I see you're saying there was a lot of girls chasing you.
yeah, probably. Why are you laughing so hard? Have you seen pictures of me in high
have,
school?
yes.
Come on, there's no way I would have a girlfriend when I was in high school. Thank goodness I matured and grew up a little bit. I was a dorky-looking kid
Oh,
when
I
I was
liked-
growing up in high school.
I liked your little vest. I don't.
Yeah, whenever you and Jeremy find your way to Loop City for something, there's some kind of picture from Brent's high school years that shows up on social media. I've never liked that. But that was back in the days. Of course, I graduated in '89, and that was back in the days of the big glasses.
Yes.
And I look at that, I'm like, oh my goodness, my glasses are bigger than my face. Why in the world did I wear those things?
I don't know. And some.
But they were kind of popular.
And they're kind
back
of back.
then.
They're kind of back.
Yeah,
You see
maybe
people
a
with
little
big
bit.
glasses, maybe not as big.
And
Anyway.
the old pinstripe suit.
Oh, yeah.
Remember the old pinstripe suit?
Yeah, well, there'll be some memories, I'm sure, when you go over today, but that'll be in the 9 o'clock hour, folks. And boy, do they have a celebration lined up for you. Polish Days, they have a poster as big as the wall over there with all kinds of activities for everyone on them. It's going to be a job to get through all of that when you get over there to kind of highlight the different things that are going to be available for family entertainment and music and dancing and food. And yeah, so we'll learn more about that in the 9 o'clock hour. Brent's going to go over there with Christy and travel to Loop City, back to his home ground over there. So that's coming up. And in the meantime, we have lots of things going on here. And I'm going to check the clock here. I think we have time to play the game. And during this game, we're going to give you a chance to win 2 tickets along with Brent's regular prize to the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue, which is taking place Saturday, of course, in Oconto. Serving begins at 5 o'clock. These tickets are valued at $17 each to go along with the prize that Brent has there for you.
Yeah, it's Thursday, so we'll give you a chance to win a free 6-inch sub from Subway. Here's your question. We're asking questions about golfers, professional golfers who have nicknames. Which golfer is nicknamed the Golden Bear? Your choices are Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, or Ben Hogan. Which professional golfer was nicknamed the Golden Bear? Jack Nicklaus, Tom Watson, Arnold Palmer, or Ben Hogan? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
872-2801 is the number to call, as Brent just mentioned. And I've already played our commercials for this set, so the phone line is open. And again, if you answer correctly, you'll get 2 tickets to the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue and a Subway prize.
Yeah.
And the phone is ringing now, so let's pick it up and see who we have. Good morning. Who are you talking to?
Well, I thought the Golden Bear was Dave Burney.
Let me see. I don't see that as one of the choices. Maybe, I don't know if that's David Burney's nickname when he's on the golf course or not.
Well, I thought at one point his was the White Tiger.
Yeah, the White Tiger. You know what, caller? I need to add that as a question here. Whose nickname is the White Tiger? Yeah.
Dave Burney.
Dave Burney. And I believe that nickname was given to him by kind of a legendary golfer here in our area. Gene Schneringer, I believe, was the one who gave Dave that nickname.
Yeah, but first, I haven't seen him for quite a while. I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, I'm sure, but I thought I heard it from someone else or whatever, so I can't take credit for that.
Okay, I have a feeling you know who this guy is, though. Do you know the answer, sir?
A good chance is Jack Nicklaus.
Wow, you would be correct. Way to go. And your name, sir?
Gene Schneringer.
Gene Schneringer.
but you can use the prize to replay the game. You know, I'm fine with that.
Oh no, you called
no.
in. No, this is your prize, my friend. Yes. So we've got tickets for you to go to the barbecue in Oconto, and we've got a 6-inch Subway certificate for you too. So you just come on out, and we'll have these ready for you.
Trust me, I'll be there.
All right.
We know you will, buddy.
Hey, Gene,
Okay.
a serious question. I've been wondering about how you feel about, because I know how important golf is to you. You have a golfing business, for heaven's sakes, and you love to golf. What do you think about this LIV league and the PGA thing going on? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Well, I hate to voice my opinion too much because sometimes it might affect business, but I'm not necessarily in favor of it. It's a little bit more money driven.
Yeah.
And funded by another country or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it seems to be the regular PGA Tour seems to be getting along fine. I hate to say without them, without some of the other big names, but one of the big names from the LIV Tour did win the recent, I think, PGA, I believe.
Yeah, he did. I'm like you. Politics aside, and I don't like that part of it either. But it's kind of diluting things a little bit. You know, you watch the PGA and you wonder, well, where are some of those names you normally see? And you go over to the Live and they're showing those guys and they're wearing shorts. They don't even have to wear pants when they play, and they're getting paid just to play. It's just kind of aggravating to some of us. I wondered how you felt about it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with that. You know, it was one of the few sports that didn't have big money contracts in it, and that's kind of what the Live Tour to me appears to be is more of a money driven contract just to come play. You know.
Yeah, just to show up. Well, I know you've experienced that. You know, I'm sure people have paid you just to show up and play around with, you know, as a kind of a demonstration.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Gene, before you go, I'd like your take on what do you think about these people who, in an effort to improve their golf game, spend tons of money to buy these contraptions, you know, like these clubs that, you know, snap together when you swing correctly. And what do you think about that? You think that's worth the money, or do you think the person should just go get lessons?
Well, I don't know if it's worth the money because I've got a lot of those gadgets for sale.
Well, the reason I asked, Bernie's been telling me about this new club that he bought that like snaps together or something when you swing it correctly.
Well,
yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've tried that, and I couldn't figure out the operation of this device.
I think any golfer out there probably has been tempted. You know, what it makes you think is, well, I probably won't have to practice very much once I get this new gizmo. But I don't think it works that way.
It kind of reminds you of Kevin Costner in the movie Tin Cup.
Yeah, that's a great scene. Yeah,
that's exactly right. So, Gene, thanks a lot for calling, and stop by and see us. We'll have these prizes here for you, and if you can't make the event, you can give those tickets to somebody else. But we appreciate it, and of course, I know you love golfing, and you have the golf shop there in Callaway, and I know you give some lessons, so I'm sure you're keeping busy this summer. Stop by and see us when you can.
Sure will. It's a fun time of year. You guys have a great day.
All right. Thanks Gene. All right. Gene Sneringer Golf Shop. Gene has helped a lot of people get a little bit better at their game, and I know he even works with some of the high school kids off and on, and he's kind of fun to work with, too.
He is. Because he good guy.
Has a good sense of humor. All right, it is 7:53. We're going to catch up on a report from Dave Davis, Farmer National, next.
Dave and Brent.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning.
On KCNI KBBN Radio.
Good morning, everyone. This is Kathy Eberly reporting for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. To start with, I'd like to tell you about the auction that is coming up. It's Jerome and Alice Lucas Moving Sell Household Collectibles and Shop Items. That is going to be Saturday, June 10th, starting at 1 p.m. under the grandstands at the Custer County Fairgrounds. So that's a new location. So it's under the grandstands at the Custer County Fairgrounds at 1 o'clock on June 10th. Some of the household and collectibles are a small white table, small display cabinet, a sun heater, painted buffalo head, stone artifacts of the Northwestern Plains, Indian pictures, leather Western books, elk horn, Frontier School bell, horseshoes, Red Wing Crocs, a 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, and 25-gallon. There's a Red Wing chicken waterer, a shoulder jug, and lots other of Red Wing smaller items. There's 2 train sets. There's toy trucks and trailers, toy tractors, international combines and tractors, an old sled, small wagon, patio table with 4 chairs. Then there's some shop and miscellaneous items. There's a Toro leaf blower, a Toro trimmer, Black & Decker wood eater, Craftsman 12-gallon air compressor, battery charger, shop vac, vise, cable air gun, wood turning lathe and tools, planer and sanders, electric pole saw, Remington chainsaw, Delta chop saw, Craftsman table saw, scroll saw, drill press, and lots of other drills, vice grips, screwdrivers, and lots of other tools. There's ladders, shop brooms, snow scoop, and some rakes and garden utensils also. But this will start at 1 p.m. underneath the Custer County at the fairgrounds, underneath the grandstands. And there's other items that I did not mention that you can get on the website and look for them, davedavisauction.com. Or if you want a sale bill, you can stop at our office to get one also. Or if you have questions, you can give Jim a call at 870-1785. Going over to Farmers National side at 1345 North 8th Street. This home has been completely remodeled. Open living and dining space with lots of sunshine, large kitchen with abundance of cabinets and counter space, stainless steel appliances new in 2022. Step down to the family room. Main floor has 3 bedrooms and full bathroom. Lower level has kitchenette, 2 bedrooms and second bathroom, and laundry room with extra counter space, attached double garage. Shingles were new in 2022. You could move right in at 1345 North 8th Street, as has had a price reduction. And then at 1801 South G Street, this is a 5,000 square foot repair shop with overhead hoists that goes the length of the building, also has an office building separately. You can contact Jim for a list of the inventory that will sell with the business. That location is at 1801 South G Street. And if you have questions for Jim, give him a call at 870-1785. I think that sums it up for this week, but if you are a buyer and you are looking for something special, if you give me a call and let me know, I will put you on a list, because we have some listings coming up that I'm not quite able to show, but that are coming up in the near future. Also, if you're thinking of selling your home, please call me. I would love the opportunity to list it for you. This has been Kathy Eberly for Dave Davis Auction Service and Farmers National Company. Have a great day. Thank you.
Nationals 10-6. That means that both Atlanta and Arizona are just a half game back of LA for the best record in the National League. Brewers over the Blue Jays 4-2, while the Pirates down the Giants 9-4. So Milwaukee maintains its one-game lead on Pittsburgh for the top spot in the NL Central. Twins over the Astros 8-2. Rangers fall to the Tigers 3-2. Was the Orioles falling to the Guardians 12-8 for Cleveland. Josh Naylor a homer, drove in 6. The Mariners walk off with a 1-0 win over the Yankees in 10 innings.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A chance for some showers and thunderstorms today, otherwise mostly cloudy with our high nearing 78. South winds between 5 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Some scattered showers possible overnight tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 59. South winds still between 10 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Showers become likely on Friday, still breezy, cloudy with our high nearing 80. South winds between 10 and 20 and gusting up to 30. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. For right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
5 minutes past the hour of 8 o'clock, 65 degrees outside. We'll call it partly sunny, and the winds have been light and variable so far today here. Now, there have been some spotty areas of rain and some lightning earlier this morning, so it's one of those days where kind of small areas are getting some activity and others are not as far as any rain goes. It's a 2991 barometric pressure, which is up 1 point in the last hour. Humidity at 88%. Our high yesterday was 82, an overnight low of 59. Sunset today at 9:05. Sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:07. No measurable precipitation here at KCNI KBBN as of 7 o'clock this morning. We ended up the month of May at 7 inches and 41 hundredths. 6 minutes past the hour, and our next guest is in the studio, and we're happy about that. Andrew is here from Pearson Physical Therapy. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you guys?
We're good. We're good. We're off the air talking about summer baseball, and softball is underway, and your kids are involved, I understand.
Yep. We got going last night, and it was a nice night, and luckily the bugs aren't out yet too much.
Yeah. But not too bad yet.
Yeah.
And Brent has a grandson playing, and so you guys have fresh off some games last night, so you survived.
Yep. It's always interesting. We have a T-baller and a coach pitch level, so it's interesting to see the attention spans. I think the T-ball, the coach had a good idea, so that they're kind of ready in the field, like to get down in kind of a gorilla position, he was saying, and they were all. But then pretty soon that turned into just a squat and play in the dirt position after a while, and there's a window of attention span there that gets passed over pretty quick.
Well, as they say, it's a beginning, right?
That's right. Yeah.
They gotta start somewhere, and it's good summer fun.
Yeah, just getting some early exposure and getting out there and experiencing it. Yeah, it's fun.
Pearson Physical Therapy, busy with folks coming in and maybe getting a little too active, or maybe want to get more active, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I mean, there's always the interesting thing, I think, is that you always have a sort of a scope of. Some people are coming off surgeries. Some people are, this time of year, I think Becky mentioned the last time she was here was the yard work and the gardening and all that. People kind of ramp up. They maybe haven't been as active over the winter. And then they get ramped up more, and so they start having low back and hip or shoulder issues. So it's always interesting to me, the scope of what all we're seeing at any one given time. We do have, speaking of, of course you can't name names or anything, but just popped into my head. I just got finished up with a young baseball player, just to kind of give you the scope. These come up sometimes where he was referred with some arm pain. He developed as a young pitcher last year, and he was still having trouble this year with pitching. And then so we went out in the back and did a little throwing and videoing and tried to look, other than just treating, zeroing in and treating the spot that's hurting where he had some tendonitis in a muscle, looking at his throwing technique. And he had some issues with how well he was doing that. We made some tweaks. And he not only could throw better and harder, as he had zero pain then. And so those are fun. I really like those cases. That was one of the main things that got me into physical therapy, was the biomechanics, sort of working with athletes and all that years ago. And so whenever those kind of pop back up on the schedule, they're fun to delve into the actual mechanics of how you're moving. And then to hear him, the nice thing, sometimes you'll see him a few times and then you'll kind of hope it goes well, but you don't ever know, and maybe you'll catch up with him later. But we had the chance to work with him for a number of weeks, and as he was able to get back into baseball and pitching and wasn't having any trouble at all. So it's rewarding to hear how those come out. So
yeah, that's got to be fun for you. And I guess, I'm sure there's some smiling coaches and some parents that are happy about that too.
Yeah.
And you can, I imagine, in fact, I'm pretty sure, because I've seen it before, other people have, if somebody continues to throw incorrectly, damage can be permanent, and make it so they don't not only pitch anymore, they may have some other problems later on. So.
Yeah, that's right. I think all of that, the more you work with people, the more you start to see an accumulative effect, whatever it might be. Sometimes youth athletes, it turns into troubles when they're teenagers or in their early 20s, that kind of thing. Sometimes that can be injuries. Sometimes it can be repetitive things. Sometimes you get into habits that develop, that start as one thing and end up, giving you trouble in a different place. We see that sometimes too when you're seeing like a knee or a hip or something like that, and they always wonder, well, why is it that side? And then you start delving into it a little bit, and you see that, well, the side that is hurting is actually maybe your dominant side, and you favor it more, so you overload it, even though your other side is where you have more of like the weakness or the mechanics problem, that kind of thing. So that's kind of fun to kind of break that down and look at the particulars of what it is that's going on. So,
moving back to the gardening and yard work for a moment, because that's just still in the ballpark what you were just talking about.
It is, yeah.
I hope my wife doesn't get mad at me, but she was potting some plants last night, and she just had a few to do, so she was, maybe not getting everything set up like she usually does, and so she did them on the back porch. And that height she was using, she says, I couldn't do this very long because it was just the wrong level to be bending at that particular point. I said, well, if we're going to do a lot of it, we want to set up something where you were actually standing up and being able to reach straight out to do that.
Right,
Yeah.
right. I think that gets into, an interesting topic, is I think the activities that we do, younger in our years. I'm trying to say this carefully.
Go for it, Andrew.
For
Go
Joan.
for it.
but this is something I deal with every day. Is like, you don't. But I think I always talk about, we work with margins in our body. As your body becomes super efficient, and especially over the years, your body sort of like narrows up those margins of what you can handle. And as soon as you go out of it even a little bit, and that's kind of why the gardening, you're like, well, I've gardened for years, and you don't realize that, well, your body's working on a kind of a real narrow margin of what it can tolerate. And that's where I think, you like to think that you want to keep up this lifelong strengthening and exercise routine all the time, and not many of us do a very good job of doing that, myself included. And so that even feeds into it even more. You might be feeling fine, but you don't realize that your margin of how much extra strength you have to deal with something new or something different is shrunk up quite a bit. And you think also about, like, when we walk, I don't think people realize that your foot only clears the ground by like less than an inch when you walk normally, which makes sense. You don't walk around expecting to, I'm going to maybe have a raise in the sidewalk, so I'm going to kind of pick my feet up. Well, people don't. So then maybe when you've weakened a little bit, or maybe you have an injury, that little bit of margin there of error gets taken up real quickly, and you catch your toe or fall, that kind of thing. So you see those things. So that's where part of our goal with people is always to not only deal with the pain thing, that kind of thing, is to try to build strength and function more so that you can expand those margins a little more so you can handle something a little bit more. And that's why, I mean, you kind of hope that everybody goes on and keeps working on these things so you can continue to build off that. But a lot of times once people feel good, then they're good with that, you know?
Yeah.
But that's kind of human nature, I think. But yeah, we deal with that a lot, is that why was it this time that I had trouble? It wasn't like an injury or anything. All of a sudden I started to hurt. And I think you don't realize how much your body starts to shrink up. Like there's a small room for error there, or margin of when you get bent over. That's kind of what you're talking about there, is that, you kind of want to optimize everything as much as you can, because maybe a few years ago that bent over position would have been fine and you could have handled it easily, you know, kind of a thing. So
and on Joan's behalf, she exercises and does yoga and some other things to try to detour some of that.
And some of that, even you can be in great shape, and our bodies just develop wear and tear, especially in the hips and the low back. That's just kind of how we're built, being up on 2 feet the way we are, and our low backs where they are, where they develop a lot of stress. And no matter who you are and how great a shape you're in, you're going to eventually have some issue with the low back getting wear and tear. And that's probably what you're dealing with there the most.
Oh, sure, yeah. I feel it when I try to work down in the garden, and I just got to the point where I just sit down on the ground. Sit down.
There you go.
That's probably not very good either. So before we get too far along here and run out of time, was there something that you wanted to talk specifically about today?
So all of this kind of feeds into, you know, this idea of, I guess, overview and perspective of what, you know, what all therapy entails. Is that, so right now we have a from time to time we get PT students that come in, and we have her right now, Madison's her name. And so we get students that do internships as part of their school. They have to do a handful of them at different locations. So we always have 1 or 2 or 3 a year, depending on the year. So one thing that we have done in the past with having a student is, you know, when a student comes to your clinic, you want to try to, you know, sort of give them the opportunity to get good experience. And so part of that, you know, you get the patients you have. But so one thing we like to do occasionally is offer up their services so they can practice a little bit. So I have an offer to the public here, the listening public, is that if you call this morning to the clinic, we're going to let you work with Madison and meet Madison to do some neck work, some cervical work.
Oh, okay.
So one of the things when students come is they a lot of times say, well, you know, because you're like, well, what kind of things would you like to work with? And some of it you can help them with, and some of it just depends on what walks through the door. So working with people's necks sometimes is a little bit daunting for students, just because, I guess, of the location. And so getting a little bit more hands-on experience with that, sort of fine-tuning the acuity of the fingertips and all that, and you know, people enjoy a good, you know, sort of a neck massage and stretch. And so if you want, if you call and you can come in and we can do like about like a 15-minute or so sort of quick assessment and work on the neck and let Madison get a little practice. If you got something, that's fine. If there's nothing at all going on and you feel great, you just hear that you want to get your neck worked on a little bit, then that's fine. We've done this before, and the students always kind of get a kick out of it, and the patients get, or the not necessarily the patients, but the people coming in get a little free treatment kind of a thing. So yeah, if you call today, it's 872-5800. Darla's in there. We'll answer the phone for you and help get you set up, and we'll either do it this morning. I'm only there this morning, or tomorrow we can figure out what works. We'll just kind of see where we can pop you in on the schedule and let Madison work with you for a few minutes. So
all right.
So yeah,
872-5800, and yeah, what do you think, Brent? That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, well, actually, I'm wanting to know if I can get on the list.
There you go. Sure,
everyone, because
seriously, I've had trouble with my neck for a while.
There you go.
So
you know, when you start knowing that you're having trouble is when you get ready to back up the car and all of a sudden you go, that hurts.
Yep. You start twisting your whole body a lot more.
Yep. Andrew, we're little short on time today. We got a lot of guests coming in.
Sure.
But we appreciate that. 872-5800. Come back and visit with us next time.
Sure.
And, if you want, grab a cookie on your way out.
Thanks.
Andrew with Pearson Physical Therapy right here in Broken Bow. Take advantage of that offer. If you'd like to have a little relief from your neck stiffness or whatever your situation is, call them at 872-5800. All right, we'll take a quick time out with these words.
Lashley Land Recreational Brokers is proud to offer Custer County Canyons and Wildlife, a 721-acre ranch located approximately 8 miles southeast of Arnold, Nebraska. These picturesque canyons are full of a wide variety of wildlife, to the extent this would be an outfitter's dream. The property is available as a whole or in 2 tracks. Call me, John Farley, or check it out at lashleyland.com.
Gary's Superfoods invites you to save with them. Make sure you check out the full ad online at garysuperfoods.com. Sold in a 10-pound tube, 80% lean ground beef is $3.69 a pound. Delicious Honeycrisp apples are $1.99 a pound. Start your day with Kellogg's cereal, 2 for $8. For dessert, Marie Collander's fruit or cream pies are only $6.49. Chairman's Reserve boneless pork loin chops are 10 for $10. Savings are waiting at South B Street in Broken Bow at Gary's Superfoods.
There are many good reasons to pre-select your family memorial. During the month of June is one more good reason. Palmer Monuments After Memorial Day Sale. Go and see Palmer Monument today, and when you bring the coupon from the newspaper, receive additional savings off their already reduced prices. Their goal is to assist you in selecting a memorial that best fits your family needs, and they'll save you money too. During the After Memorial Day Sale at Palmer Monument Company of Broken Bow and Lexington.
All of us at Beaubouterie hope you had a good Memorial Day weekend. It is important to remember those who gave the ultimate sacrifice for our freedom. At Beaubouterie, we have so many awesome summer sandals and flip-flop styles for the whole family. Some of our favorite brands include Clark's, Teva, Merrell, Bourne, Soft, Atrex, and Skechers. Come try on the new slip-in shoes from Skechers. Beaubouterie, we're on the east side of the square in Broken Bow.
Thanks for starting your day with us.
It's gonna be a good day.
Every morning. KCNI, KBBN Radio.
21 minutes past the hour. Brent Apperson is getting in the car with Christy, and that's always an adventure. And they're going to go to Loop City. So we'll stay here with Nate Bell with Universal Insurance. How you doing, Nate?
Good. How are you?
Good. I need to get in. It's time for the annual review of KCNI KBBN's policy with Universal Insurance.
Yeah.
And you were nice enough to contact me the other day, and I said, can we do it after the holidays? And we blink, and this is Thursday,
Yeah,
so I don't know if we're going to see each other this week other than right here.
That's okay.
But that's maybe a good place to start. Your clients get reminders when it's time to renew and go over those policies to make sure we're not spending money where we don't need to be, or maybe we need to increase coverage on a particular area that we're in, whether it be business, home, or recreational vehicles, whatever the case may be, I think.
Yeah, that's right. We send them out. We reach out either by phone or email with about everybody on their policies, whether it's personal lines or it's a business. And it's always good to review those things because things change.
Yeah.
And even on your home, things change. You buy something you may not think about, adding to the policy. It really changes on business sometimes too, where you may have branched into a new side of your business, especially small businesses out in out where we're at. Oftentimes do a lot of different things more than what they just what says on their door. So
yeah.
It's always good to review that stuff and make sure that you're properly covered, because commercial policies are very specific on some of that stuff. So
I got to ask you a question. It kind of goes into what we're talking about here, because you say things change. Not only does it change for the people who own the property and coverages change, the world is changing. And
Right.
I just read this morning, and this doesn't affect us directly, or does it? I'll ask you.
Yeah.
That a major insurance company is now going to stop offering insurance to Californians. because of the growing, all of the fires and mudslides and all of the things that are going on. And I think Florida is also being mentioned in that same vein. And I imagine somewhere along the line you have to cut your losses to be able to take care of the rest of your customers in the other part of the country.
Yeah, that's a couple-fold issue with California. Florida's similar too. California's issue, from what I understand, is they didn't approve. So every year, insurance companies have to go to the states that they're in and say, this is what we're asking to raise our rates on our clients, our customers. We need this premium in order for us to make money. And if California chose to not allow them the increase they needed, so they said, we can't make money here. And they are in the business of making money, as any business is. At the level they were at, they said they can't do it. So same thing happened in Florida over time with all the hurricanes and everything they've had down there. California's fire specific in this case. So I don't know how that translates to other states. Currently we haven't seen that issue in Nebraska where we've had that issue, which is good. There are other states that are like ours, although it looks like a lot of Tornado Alley has moved a little south, which is good. But like Oklahoma has some of those issues with companies as well because of hail and tornadoes being kind of starting in Oklahoma and working to the south. It's all about what the state's insurance commission will allow for premiums when the rate increases come. And every insurance company that I know of in the state of Nebraska is passing on some rate increases this year and did last year as well. Some of the larger ones that I've ever seen in the 18 years I've been doing this. So we're in a tough environment right now for a lot of reasons, not just insurance, but insurance is one of those. For the most part, a car especially, you have to have it.
Exactly.
And so it's kind of like it's a need. It's the food. It's it's all these things that you have to spend money on. And if all of those base things go up, especially if you're on a fixed income, it becomes difficult. And that's why coming in and visiting with us is good. We can look at discounts. We can look at deductibles. We can look at things to manage those increases and even quote it out because we have multiple carriers. We can move you within our office and still maintain that level of service you're used to with us, but have it with a company and a price that may be more fitting your budget and protecting you at the same time.
Yeah, I think you addressed that really well because I don't think a lot of us understood that this article doesn't say that they have to go to this. They have to go to the state, and the state, is a player there. But we also know, hard business facts is if an insurance company can't pay their bills and they went belly up, then everybody would lose.
Right.
So you have to be kind of hard-nosed about it.
Yeah, and we've talked in the past that insurance companies have to buy insurance too for their insurance, and so and those premiums go up too because those only kick in on catastrophic losses, and we seem to have catastrophic losses a lot.
Yeah.
And so when those have to pay out, then the insurance company's premiums have to go up for their insurance they buy for themselves, and so then they pass that on. So and interest rates play into that too because you know how large businesses are. They're borrowing money, and if that cost to borrow money goes up, well, they either lay people off because that's one of the reasons why the Fed increases it so they can increase the unemployment rate so they can see that it's working, or they pass the expense on to the customer. So,
well, I think we've just touched on the surface here, but there's a lot of things that go into this insurance business.
There's a lot that goes into your premium, unfortunately, and most of it doesn't pertain to you, which is unfortunate.
Exactly.
Which is unfortunate.
And, this particular article, I didn't read the whole thing, of course, was talking about how these extreme things happening with the weather are causing those difficulties. And then, of course, you have the discussion about climate change and all of that. And then, you were talking about borrowing money. We're just going through watching the United States of America figure out if we can borrow some more money.
Right.
So it's a little complicated. The insurance business isn't as simple as just, I want to cover my car.
We can keep it simple for you, though. We don't have to talk about the Fed interest rates and all those things when you come in and talk to us. We'll look at those things and help you out. And One thing that we're ending planting season, and farmers are heavily tied into large equipment purchases and other things, and this is starting. We're getting to a point where it's going to be a little slower for them, and I'd encourage them to come in and make sure that their pivots are covered properly, because now we're hitting those extreme weathers. We're hitting thunderstorm season, severe weather season. So make sure those pivots are covered, because we've seen, I don't know, it's probably a 30 or 40% increase in pivot prices over the last 2 or 3 years. So got to make sure to keep those up to date, because without water, hard to grow stuff around here sometimes. So
yeah, we experienced that, and the increase in cost on them. If a year or two goes by and you haven't taken a look at that coverage, you could be behind pretty easily these days.
Yeah, and then to make that up, if that pivot goes down and you don't have enough coverage, then you're going to have to borrow that money, and that money costs more to borrow, and suddenly
here we go again.
So take advantage of the insurance and make sure that you're protecting yourself properly on that.
All right. We've been kind of doing the live reads centered around the recreation vehicles, campers, boats, motorcycles, watercraft of all kinds, and I know you guys can take care of that. That's something that kind of slips by once in a while, because you only use it a few months out of the year, pull it out of the garage, and away you go.
Yep. And I happened to go to the lake this weekend, and we have a jet ski, and took that out, and my insurance head's going nuts. There's hundreds of people out there. My 18-year-old's out there riding around, and he's gone for 30 minutes, and I'm like, oh my God, I was okay. And then I'm like, oh, well, we're fine. I remember the policies in play. And so that he can drink, as long as he's okay. I don't care if the thing goes to the bottom of the lake, that type of thing. So,
yes, exactly.
Keep those things in mind. There's a lot of people that get on the lakes, and it's becoming more and more the thing to do. And it's very, very crowded sometimes, and bad things can happen. And, you see horror stories of stuff. So
yeah, Jeremy was just down to Harlan over the holiday, and he said they went out in a boat, and people were driving by and catching their trolling lines, and it was he said it was just amazing how many people were out there, and Calmus has gotten busier over the years. Loop City, people love to go there and fish and try to stay out of each other's way between the recreation and the fishing. But you got to have insurance on them, and of course you want to have all the license and everything in order, and that itself is kind of a job these days.
Yeah, I mean, back when we were kids, we didn't have to have a boat license.
No.
My kids have to study and take tests, and my youngest hasn't taken his yet, and so he was able to ride this weekend. Which
that's what I told Oliver. I said, I'll take you, but I know the first thing's going to happen is you're going to want to drive the boat. And I said, you better get online and get to study.
And you can't just skip through all the questions. You have to it takes a couple days to
study.
Yeah, it does. It does. They did a good job on it. It's very difficult. They know Lucas knows more about boater safety than I do, because I never had to do that. So.
Yeah, the starboard and all that. What are you talking about?
That's right.
So anyway, there's a lot that goes into being safe out there, but you can't control what other people do all the time. So you want to make sure you have the insurance and on that. Farming and ranching, kind of in a little bit of a lull, like you said, maybe with the corn in the ground. A good time to come and talk to you if you're a business.
We're one of the best. We have some of the top business insurance companies in the country. We just added 2 more that are they're the top of the top in the country that only the large agencies get. There's only probably 3 or 4 in the state of Nebraska that have access to a couple of these companies, and they're huge Omaha agencies. So we're very we're blessed to have them.
Yeah.
And that gives us access to business insurance that is just not available, and we're going to start exploring some of that options. And there is nothing in this county that I don't think I can insure at this point. And that small or large, it doesn't matter now, which is a blessing. And I look forward to hopefully doing that. So.
Okay. And testimonial here, they even insure radio towers and equipment on them. And there was a time in the business here that was not able to be done here in town. So you guys cover it all. Thanks, Nate.
Thank you.
I got home a little late last night. You going to take a nap today?
Yeah, because we got to go do it again. Got to go to Lex today. I wouldn't miss it for anything, though. I mean, it's fantastic. The boys are they're finding their way, but they will.
So. Oh, they will. It's early.
Yep, it's absolutely. They're just figuring out who they are and where they need to be and once that happens, we'll be firing all cylinders. I know I talked to some Holdridge people last night. They said, you'll get us in the next one. We're pretty sure of it. Well, there's back and forth.
there's a little history there.
Yeah.
Universal Insurance open 5 days a week. Are you okay now? Did you get that position filled? Or?
We still have finishing up some interviewing, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, we haven't filled it yet. So
Okay.
if you're interested, please apply. So.
All right, Nate. Thanks a lot.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. We'll take time out with these words on the Breakfast Show.
Warmer weather means it's time to grill. Masterbuilt Gravity Series grills from AeroSeed will make you the master of the barbecue and envy of the neighborhood. These charcoal grills, available in 3 different sizes, heat to 700 degrees in 15 minutes and can smoke, grill, sear, bake, roast, and so much more. Set your temperature on the control panel or on your smartphone and walk away. AeroSeed also has lump charcoal and several varieties of wood for smoking. Stop into AeroSeed in Broken Bow today to check out the Gravity Series Masterbuilt grills for yourself. You'll be glad you did.
Geared for Sports is there for you on the west side of the square in Broken Bow when you're gearing up for your sports endeavors, including those upcoming spring sports. From head to toe, if you need it, they have you covered. Visiting them and don't see what you're searching for? Make sure you talk to Scott. He'll do what he can to get it for you. Geared for Sports, always ready to go the extra distance for their customers. West side of the square in Broken Bow.
It's Dave and Brent getting the action started on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Well, Brent is not here because he's on his way to Loop City to talk about Polish Days. They have a fantastic weekend lined up for you there. And, of course, there's also the Blowing the Doors Off barbecue in O'Connell this weekend. So summer fun has begun. So is gardening. I think it peaked out maybe last weekend, but there's still plenty left to do. A lot of flowers to put in yet. And Ryan Anderson is here from the Garden Center here in Broken Bow, Nebraska. How you doing?
Pretty good.
How's the sleeping going? You getting any sleep?
Oh, when my head hits the pillow.
Right away.
Yeah.
Well, your days are short. Your business hours are long for the convenience of your customers out there 7 days a week, right?
Yep. We've been going 7 days a week and been going good. So appreciate the business, everybody, and the support, whatnot. So
good.
Yep.
Good to hear. How are you sitting for supplies as far as garden, flowers, trees? Just go over that for us, if you would.
Well, we're restocking for the weekend.
Okay.
I've been out of the store the last couple days, so I don't really know what it looks like in there. But we'll be restocked for the weekend, and but just what I walked through last night, and still vegetables and some stuff. You know, if you need to plant a garden, just maybe not all the varieties we had at the beginning of the season. So
okay. There's still plenty of time. We've had some little nice rains here and there to kind of keep things going. And of course, you can always get out the sprinkler and water the garden after you plant those things. They do get stressed a little bit when you first put them in. Kind of want to watch them, and I know you have some products that can kind of help get things started, or maybe a little bit later on if there's some blights and so forth, you can help with that as well.
Yeah, we use our root stimulator on everything we plant, especially trees. They've actually done studies with that. If you use it at planting and then once a week for 3 weeks after, on the trees they grow 33% more hair roots, which that's where the tree takes in its moisture and nutrients and all of that stuff. So they've actually done studies with that product. But yeah, you can use it. You know, you get a jug of it and you can use it on, tomatoes, flowers, everything. Just gets a little shot to the roots there, and you have good roots, you have a good plant. So
yeah. Well, and I know that you have a lot of different trees there for people to look at, and I think you mentioned roses last time you were here.
Yeah, got a lot of roses in, got some nice trees in. If you're looking for, linden, we have greenspire lindens or Redmond lindens. Both those trees look real nice. We still have a variety of maples ready to go. roses, like you mentioned. A lot of those are flushed out in full bloom right now, so they're
good.
Really looking pretty. So, yeah, kind of just a little bit of everything.
You covered it all. You prepared well for this season. It was a little slow coming in, but maybe we're just impatient too. I don't know. That seems like everything was a little bit behind this year, but we're getting those warmer nights now, 60 or so.
Yeah, I was going to say, when I walked out this morning and it was almost a little hot and muggy.
Yeah.
Things that really take off. Ideal growing temperature is like 68 degrees. So when you get those overnight temperatures up in the 60s and stuff, it's really going to take off. And if you haven't planted a garden yet and you want to, you're gonna see those plants take off and catch up with people that planted the 1st of May sometimes, just because of the growing temperatures.
Just kind of been sitting there, and now they'll go too. So yeah, if you maybe you did go boating last weekend and didn't get your garden in, there's still time to do that. You can actually, you've kind of taught us this. There's things you can plant throughout the summer season and replant if you're really wanting to build up that supply of produce to eat this winter.
Yeah, yep. You can kind of stage some stuff out, and we've been having some pretty nice falls lately. So, we have kind of an extended growing season, I think, and even in the fall, if you have want radishes and stuff like that, you can plant some stuff then as well. So
okay, yeah. Ryan, I've got to switch gears on you here just a little bit because I'm starting to see this furniture popping up in a lot of different places that you've been offering to the folks out there. High quality, last forever patio furniture that people are really starting to gobble up, I think.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up. I was going to talk about it anyway. But yeah, we kind of launched Prairie Patio Furniture over the winter. Been doing some shows and stuff, and it seems to be well received. We just brought in a load of furniture last night.
Oh, did you?
Got some stock for the store finally, and with Father's Day coming up, looking for a swivel glider or something for Dad or the patio, and stop in and see us. I told Liz this morning if I talk about it, people will probably come in today. We gotta have a day or two to get it set out and set up, but for sure we'll be ready for this weekend.
Okay.
Got some bench gliders, like I say, swivel glider sets and in some different colors and whatnot. So also some pub sets, table sets too. So
all right. One of the sets I saw
I just thought about that.
Yeah, happened to sit out on a porch out in the country, and it's very windy. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons they wanted to come and see you and look at it and then end up putting it out there is because it won't blow away.
Correct.
Because a lot of our patio things that we put out there, if there's a wind at all, we find it down at the neighbor's yard. This is heavy enough. It's not going to go anywhere unless it's a severe storm of some kind.
Yep. That was a pretty location where that was at.
It really looks nice there too.
Yeah.
So. And it's so comfortable. I sit in it, and it's not like you're not going to want to sit there a while and watch the scenery because you're going to be so comfortable.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean it's 100% recycled plastic, stainless steel components. It's meant to leave outside. There's virtually no maintenance to it. No cushions to keep track of and take in the wintertime. It's we say it's designed for comfort, built to last a lifetime. So,
and it really is. Yeah.
It's super heavy. One of the got a rectangle table in yesterday. It's not a new design for them, but it's a piece that I haven't seen yet, or hadn't seen yet, And we picked that up yesterday, and I'm like, wow. Seeing the picture in the catalog and seeing the actual product was two different things.
But oftentimes it's the other way around.
Yeah.
When you see it, it really looks nice in the book or in a picture, and when you get it, it's not what you imagine it would be. This is the other way around. It's more than you thought.
Yeah.
And that really speaks for itself.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I want to just kind of highlight and tell me if I'm out of line here. But this is high quality. It's going to last you forever. So expect this. You're going to make an investment here in this furniture that you'll never probably have to replace again.
Yep. It's not cheap, but if you go look at comparable furniture, we're right in line. So
you're not out of line, but for the quality. But
yeah.
You know, a lot of times you go to a box store of some kind and you see it out in front of something like that out in front of the store, and a lot of that's going to blow away.
Yeah.
This will not blow away.
It's not. I don't know. I don't want to talk down on that stuff, but it's not cheap furniture.
No, it's not. But it really looks good.
And you can, a lot of colors, a lot of customization, and you can do to it. So
okay. So the store, you're going to continue the 7 days a week, so people can come in. If they want to take a look at that furniture this weekend, you'll try to have that set up. I know you got some catching up to do.
Yep.
But still got the garden goods, flowers, trees, all the products to go along with that. You're still rolling.
Yep, we're still going. So
all right.
7 days a week, and if we're there and we see somebody pull up, we try to get to the door. We got to get things done, but we don't want to turn away people either. So,
well, what you're hearing about here, folks, is a family-owned local business, and there's times a family-owned local business you're stretched a little bit thin, but you'll get that service to those folks. You know most of the folks, and if you don't, you'll know them real soon.
Yep.
And that's what's cool about a locally owned, homegrown business like yours. So keep up the good work.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what time do you open the doors?
10-ish.
10-ish. All right.
So
mid-morning, stop in.
Yep.
All right. Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
We'll take a time out with these words on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
When the weather warms up, Varney Health Mart in Broken Bow has the products you need. The sun can soak up your skin's moisture. Shop the great selection of moisturizing lotions and creams with specific products for all ages. Prevent burns with spray-on or rub-on sunscreens and a variety of SPF options. And should you get a burn, they have the aftercare products that will help your skin heal as well. Varney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
Do you have a laundry list of projects to do around your home? Refresh your space by completing that list of home improvement projects with the help of a HELOC from Bruning Bank. If an updated look is not enough and you're ready to buy a new home, we can help with that too. Navigating a home purchase can be confusing, but it doesn't have to be. Let our friendly, experienced staff guide you to owning the home of your dreams. You can apply in person, online at bruningbank.com, or give us a call at 308-872-2757 to get started. Bruning Bank, Equal Housing Lender, NMLS 473773, member FDIC.
The Anselmo Myrna Booster Club is so excited to take some time on the radio to congratulate the golf and track teams after their excellent seasons, ending in representing AM at state competition. A special shout out goes to Coral Schmidt, the 400-meter dash state champion and new school record holder. Congratulations and great work to the Anselmo Myrna student athletes from the Anselmo Myrna Booster Club.
Cattlemen, spring is here and things are starting to green up. But alongside the good green like pasture grass and trees come the bad greens, musk thistles, mullenweed, buckbrush, and other weeds. Let Aero Aviation help you get the bad green under control this spring. They use the latest in aircraft and GPS technology and crop protection products while keeping the good green in your pocket. Call Casey, Melissa, or Kim today and schedule spring spraying with Aero Aviation, 872-5113.
All right, it's 8:48, and we're going to be visiting with Michelle Nelson with the Custer County Ag Society here in just a little bit. But Jeremy just dropped in here to help me out and get a little caught up here with some live reads. And also, we'll be seeing if we can visit with Subway this morning, Teresa. And following that, we'll be going live to Loop City. Brent Apperson will be there to cover that for us and talk about the big celebration going on there, a huge celebration, Polish Days. So that's all coming up. Plus, we're still going to be finding time to give away some of those tickets, our last giveaway of tickets for Nebraska Land Day's big shows. So, Jeremy, we got a lot going on here.
Lots going on. Then definitely this weekend, no reason to be sitting at home and saying you're bored, because you had opportunities to go and do things. There's a lot going on.
Oh, boy.
You could swing a golf club, you can eat some barbecue, or you can go and do any number of things on that Loop City Polish Days list.
Yeah, and it's a huge list. There's something for everybody there. All right, let's talk a little bit about a few things here, and then we'll get Michelle in here. House of Hugs Child Care is looking for some help. They're looking for experienced child care providers. You must be qualified in CPR and first aid. Fingerprints and criminal history is required, so a check will be required. And, of course, you must have patience and love of children. This is a full-time job, and you would be at work at 7:15 a.m. to 5:15 p.m., Monday through Friday, starting out at $15 per hour. And the number to call is 308-870-5892, 308-870-5892, and talk to Tammy at House of Hugs Child Care. And you can also send your resume to Tammy Jo Campbell at iCloud.com. These details are on Sandhills Express, by the way.
Now, kids might not be for everybody at work. No, kids are wonderful, but sometimes you just don't want them to be a part of your everyday work life. And as far as I know, at the Nebraska Department of Transportation, when you work as a highway maintenance worker, I don't believe there's children there. So this job might fit you a little bit better. They're looking for a highway maintenance worker in Ansley and Broken Bow. They provide training and career development. Their employees with hard work. They reward their employees' hard work with a friendly and supportive work environment that encourages creativity and innovation. Statejobs.nebraska.gov is where you need to go. You must fill out an online state application. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer. That information is on the employment page of sandhillsexpress.com as well. A highway maintenance worker being hired for Ansley and Broken Bow from the Nebraska Department of Transportation.
All right, and real quick here, we want to talk a little bit about the barbecue in Oconto, because that is this Saturday. The Blowing the Doors Off Barbecue, June 3rd, Saturday from 5 p.m. till 12 a.m. And you can get your tickets in advance for $17 for adults. Children 5 through 12 is only $10, or the adult tickets are $20 at the gate this Saturday beginning at 5 p.m. They'll have live entertainment with South Loop Sunrise from 5 to 8, a raffle and drawing and auction, and award those prizes right around 7 o'clock. At 8 o'clock, Borderline will start playing, and that will go from 8 p.m. till midnight. And, of course, there'll be 10 or 12 different excellent cookers there with their grills and all of the things they bring in, haul in by trailer and so forth. They'll start Friday cooking, and by the time 5 o'clock rolls around, they'll be already judged, and they'll get their awards later on that night. But most importantly, they'll all be cooking for you folks, and all you can eat while you're there beginning at 5 p.m. this Saturday at Oconto.
Bring your strategy. I've been talking about it on KBBN all this week. Skip the bread. I'm telling you. If you want to fill in the spaces in your stomach, skip the bread. You'll get more meat in there.
Okay. All right. All right. Let me just do this because we're going to run out of time. We're going to go ahead and play a little of the Teague Brothers, because that's who's going to be performing at the Custer County Fair coming up the end of July. And we'll talk with Michelle about that when she comes in. So here we go. This will be your headliner at the Custer County Fair. The Teague Brothers Band, that one's called Rice and Gravy. That's a good one. Michelle, how you doing?
Good.
Good. Michelle's here from the Custer County Ag Society, Custer County Fair, and that's your headliner.
That is.
On July 29th.
Yes.
Gosh, that's getting closer all the time, isn't it?
Yeah.
June 1st is here.
Yep.
We're in the J months.
Yep, that's going to fly by.
Yeah.
Busy things going on with you, too. Jump right in, let us know what's going on.
Okay. So this weekend, man, I can't believe we're already in June. This weekend, we actually have the Nebraska Appaloosa Horse Show is going on at the fairgrounds, along with, well, not along with, but at separate ends, we have the Nebraska Junior Angus. Their state show will be at the fairgrounds. People are more than welcome. You know, you can stop out and watch. Free admission to that. There will be concessions at the West End for the horse show, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then next weekend, we have a team roping that hopefully we can use Trotter Arena. Mm-hmm. It took a lot of rain, and we've done some work to it. I think we're ready. So, and then the third weekend in June, we have the NBHA state finals, so a big barrel race.
Okay.
And all of those events, anyone can come out and watch for free. Just take it in and enjoy the weather.
There's really very few events that happen on the weekends, with a few exceptions that there's any charge, right?
Right. Yeah, most of them are all free admission, minus like the fair events and mid-states. But, yeah. So
come on out.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of times there's concessions there, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep, we try to have concessions at all of them. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Citywide garage sales going on along with that. A couple of other garage sales that we've been talking about with the cheerleaders and with FBLA.
Yeah.
And so you put that all together, and then you have the other celebrations that we've been promoting. As Jeremy stated, there's just no reason not to get out and take some of this in.
Right. Yeah, there's plenty to do this weekend. So
and go into the fairgrounds might just offer you an opportunity to sit down and watch someone else work hard on the back of a horse. It might relax you in a way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I know I'm sore when I get done riding a horse, so I'd personally much rather just watch someone else do something on a horse that I can appreciate and never do myself personally.
Well, you know that if they're at the Custer County Fairgrounds and the horses are there, those folks ride horses all the time. And so you're going to see some great riders and some beautiful horses this weekend, right?
Yes. And this is a new event, so we've never had this event here. So I'm kind of excited to see what all they do and see some of the horses that they bring in.
Yeah.
So.
All right. A little off from this, and we can return to it and kind of remind folks about this before we close, but I know with all the activities going on every weekend, it takes volunteers and it takes some help, and so there's probably some employment opportunities there with all of these things. You got to set up for them and tear them down and reset and make sure everything's ready to go.
Yeah, and I have found out this year that, I know we have a big fairgrounds, but when you go to mow it, it's oh my gosh.
What's the deck size on that mower?
Not big enough.
Not big enough?
No.
She's like, I want triple.
You need bigger decks and 2 more mowers, right?
Yes. Oh, goodness. So, yeah, volunteers would be a huge thing. And the board that we have, and they've always been great. And this year they've had to step up. And if you look on the south side of the indoor arena, they've started setting up our new return alley because the old one was just with panels. And with all that snow, it fell off the roof.
Oh, no.
And demolished most of those panels. So we bought some freestanding panels, and they are currently making a new return alley. So
wow, that's saying something that snow can wreck those like that.
Oh,
that's amazing.
It was bad.
Wow.
Yeah, it was bad. I think we salvaged 3. So that building is 440 feet long, and I think there was 3 or 4 Bosch panels that made it out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Was there any damage to the roof
Not
itself?
Not that we know of.
It's a well-built roof.
Well, and that's something I should probably be, because I was walking through there one time when it was snowing, and we had a little line of snow through the middle of the arena. So I was like, oh,
where's that coming from?
I don't think that's normal.
Sure.
Well, there was so much snow. I tested it, but
yep.
And the fairgrounds, the size that it is, and all of the different things that you offer for people to come in and use and provide entertainment at no charge, it's just an ongoing maintenance issue, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep. When you have 9 bathrooms that you have to clean, and yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. It is. And a lot of us out there think, well, it's the fairgrounds. That's the Custer County Fair. But there's something going on every weekend.
There is.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I know on the marquee out there, you try to highlight what's there that weekend. People might want to kind of watch that so they know, hey, I could slip in there and watch this event that weekend. And
yes. Yep.
Website too.
Yep. And I do try to keep it on the Facebook page, and so I try to get it out there.
I know you do. Plus, I always amaze at your resilience and able to juggle the different balls that you do, Michelle. All the kids and all the thing going on in your own life. And, of course, not to mention a ranch.
Right. Yeah. Well, poor Kent. Thankful for him, because the busier I get with the fairgrounds, the more I just help with the main stuff at the ranch, and he does the rest. So
good partnership.
Yeah.
Good partnership.
Yep.
So, again, if somebody's just tuning in, this weekend, what will they find at the fairgrounds?
So we have the Nebraska-Appaloosa Horse Show, and then the Nebraska Junior Angus State Show. So the kids showing their cattle. Last I knew, there was 77 head entered. And I don't think that includes ours, because I just entered her last minute. So,
so there's going to be pushing 80 probably.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Well, while you're out checking out the garage sales and going all these other places, swing into the fairgrounds and see what's going on.
Yes.
I know the Red Barn up on the hill across from the fairgrounds, they have somebody there all the time. With a lot of people are traveling through and want to kind of know what's going on. All they have to do is look down from the barn over at the fairgrounds, and they're going to find something, right?
Yes. Yeah. Yep, they will.
Okay. Thanks, Michelle.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it. News is next, right here on this Thursday morning.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. Media reports say federal prosecutors have audio of Donald Trump discussing a classified document he held onto after he was president.
In an interview on CNN, Trump attorney Jim Trusty did not dispute the facts of the reporting, but accused the FBI and Justice Department of a leak campaign. The special counsel declined to comment.
CBS's Catherine Herridge. The House has passed a bill to raise the debt ceiling. CBS's Zach Hudak with details on the vote.
71 GOP members vote against it. What ended up happening, though, is 175 Democrats crossed the aisle to push the bill through.
Next up, the Senate. Today marks the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, and former FEMA Administrator Craig Fugate says listen to any warnings about approaching storms.
We had more people drown in Hurricane Ian than we had in any hurricane in Florida since 1935.
Don't drown, turn around. CBS News Brief. I'm Linda Kenyon.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Nick Cope.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight, 8:30 Eastern in Denver. The Nuggets, the top seed in the West, against the Heat, the 8th seed in the East. Denver looking for its first title in franchise history, while Miami tries to become the first 8 seed to win a championship. The NBA announced a list of officials assigned to work finals games. Eric Lewis is not among the group for the first time in 5 years as the NBA continues to review his alleged social media posts. Late scores in baseball. The Mariners walked off the Yankees 1-0 in 10 innings. Diamondbacks won their 4th in a row, blanking the Rockies 6-0. College basketball, Purdue's Zach Edey, last season's National Player of the Year, announced he's withdrawing his name from the NBA draft and returning to the Boilermakers. Finally, in soccer, PSG coach Christophe Galtier confirmed Lionel Messi will leave the club after this season. Reports last month linked Messi to the Saudi League.
Here's your weatherology forecast. A chance for some showers and thunderstorms today, otherwise mostly cloudy with our high nearing 78. South winds between 5 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Some scattered showers possible overnight tonight, mostly cloudy with a low around 59. South winds still between 10 and 20 and gusting as high as 30. Showers become likely on Friday, still breezy, cloudy with our high nearing 80. South winds between 10 and 20 and gusting up to 30. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Kara Foster.
Have you Googled yourself lately? Are there negative posts from an ex-employee or from a former client? Maybe an outdated news article or sensitive personal information about your family? Search engines don't always get it right. But right or wrong, it's your reputation on the line. That's where Reputation Defender by Norton comes in. One of the most trusted names in online reputation repair. Reputation Defender has been fixing people's search results for over 15 years. Their cutting-edge approaches help you to wipe away unwanted information in your search results. They also promote the good stuff so that it rises to the top, helping you put your best foot forward. Your good name is too valuable to leave to the whims of a Google algorithm. Take control with Reputation Defender. You can start by getting your free reputation report card at reputationdefender.com or call 800-401-6681 to speak to an expert. That's 800-401-6681.
It is 70 degrees outside under a cloudy sky here at Broken Bow, Nebraska. Good to have you folks along. Teresa is here from Subway. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. It's good to have you in.
Yes. Beautiful morning out there.
It's pretty nice.
It is.
I feel like we're getting to know you a little bit better now, more personal.
Yeah.
Because we're talking potholes before we went on.
I know.
Potholes and road construction.
Yes.
What better way to get to know somebody?
Don't you know that's our state flower right now?
The pothole?
The potholes and the cones.
Well, you travel enough. You would know more than most.
Yeah. I was going to say it'll slow you down when you're not ready for it.
Yeah. So for folks who haven't maybe caught when you've been on the air with us, you're the manager here at the Subway in Broken Bow now.
Yes.
And you're also manager in Holdridge?
Holdridge, yes. Okay. I oversee both the stores. Yeah.
All right.
So.
And as I remember, you've been with the company quite a long time.
Yeah, 9 years. I've been with Subway for 9 years. Started over in Ravenna and worked there for quite a few years, and then moved away. And now I live in Holdridge, and I travel up here to Broken Bow and a couple 2 or 3 days a week. And so, yeah.
So you're a Duster Indian then?
Yeah. Isn't that an interesting combination?
I think Holdridge and Broken Bow played in baseball at Holdridge last night, and I tapped into the radio station for a while and listened online to the game. And Holdridge and Broken Bow have been playing each other in baseball for as long as anybody can remember, I think.
Yeah. That's hometown for me. So
good. So, with all the things going on, this is big garage sale weekend here in Broken Bow, citywide. You just heard, I imagine that the fairgrounds is going to be busy with people in town for a couple of events. And we have the barbecue in Oconto, Polish Days in Loop City. People are going to be traveling everywhere. They're probably going to want to stop and grab something to eat.
Oh, yeah. Well, if you don't want to stop and have a bite to eat inside, you can order on the app, our Subway app, order your sandwich ahead. Or you can stop in. We have really good unsweet tea. I love our tea. I think it's Gold Peak. Yeah, it is Gold Peak. But yeah, we have really good tea, and you can order the new Subway series sandwiches that we have on the menu, or you can still build your own. But we have plenty of seating for you to come in and cool off or just take a rest.
Well, I want Jeremy to jump in here because there's so many big stars promoting the Subway Series sandwich. It's like unreal. A lot of basketball players and athletes. And
I can't keep up with them all,
I
honestly.
know.
Every time it's someone different.
I know. What was the... I don't even know half of them. I'm not very good at sports, but I'm like, oh, I know that face.
I think Steph Curry is one of them.
He's big.
I think they've got Charles Barkley in there.
Yes,
at some point.
He's like the main announcer.
Yeah,
I
he
think
does most all of them.
Yeah, and then who's the? Oh my gosh, I can't think of his name. Oh my gosh.
Big star.
Yep. Yep. I can't think. I can see his face, but I can't think of his name.
The point is that they promoted this, and I think it's blown up.
Oh, it has. It has. I mean, our sales increases have just been phenomenal. And this all started because this is what customers were asking for. And so Subway decided, all right, let's do it. And they're doing it, and they're doing a really good job.
They are.
Really good job. I mean, the sandwiches are delicious. I love them. I always recommend to everybody to try them exactly the way the Subway chef has recommended them the first time, and then decide if you want to change something. Because I guarantee the first time you taste it, it is delicious.
I can line up with that because I believe it's the one that has the shredded cheese on it. I'm a big pepper jack cheese guy, and I put pepper jack on it the first time. I was like, man, I really like pepper jack, but I don't like this all that much. So the next time I went in, I got the same sandwich, but with the cheese it recommended. It was amazing the difference that made.
Oh yeah, my favorite one, which they had it on the market here a while back, but is the teriyaki steak blitz. And that one, is so good. It's really good.
It even just sounds good describing it. Yeah.
It is. It is really good. And I love the way that they have redone our sweet onion teriyaki sauce. It has more flavor. More flavor I like anyway. So
now for us boring guys, I'll raise my hand. For years when I get in there, I go, I'll just go with the turkey sandwich with a little mayo, salt and pepper, maybe some spinach or lettuce on it, some black olives. You still have those?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We still have build your own. You can totally come in there, because you have those kids that, adults that,
my 30-year-old wife.
Change is not, and it's crazy because there's a lot of customers that I had, like in Ravenna, that they had the same sandwich from the time they were little, and here they are adults. I see them, and they're getting the same thing. I'm like, really?
So a lot of the time, the first Subway sandwich you fell in love with was the one that you ate part of from your parents. And they went in, got a foot long, and then they just cut you off a slice. Every now and then. I just kind of crave that memory. The sandwich my mom used to get back in the day, a club on wheat with lots of oil and vinegar.
Oh, yeah. It's good. They're all good.
They're all good. And you also still offer the wraps?
Oh, yes.
Those
definitely.
Are good.
Yeah. Well, and they're, especially this time of year, they're nice because, they're a lot lighter. You don't have that heaviness from the bread. So, yeah, I love our wraps. They are just flour wraps. They discontinued the spinach and tomato basil. So we went back to our flour wraps, but they're still good.
Well, I always mention this because it sticks in my brain. I've had a few of them, and I like the texture of them. It's just a different texture.
It is. And they're nice to eat when you're traveling down the road.
That too.
You don't have it falling out at the end like a sandwich, But, yeah, they are good. I really enjoy them.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Don't forget about the breakfast menu.
Yes.
Very affordable.
Yes, we have, and that goes on all day. I mean, we have ham, egg, and cheese, steak, egg, and cheese, which is my favorite, is a steak, egg, and cheese. I throw a little onion, green pepper on there. Oh, so good. And some bacon. Everything's better with bacon.
I think it's clear, Teresa, that you enjoy the food that you serve.
Oh, I do.
Both serving it and eating it yourself.
Oh, yeah. Both of them. Yeah, I mean, I love Subway. I mean, I think that's just why I'm still with Subway. I really enjoy it, and I enjoy the company and the people I worked for. And so, yeah, I really enjoy doing what I do.
Good, healthy food.
It is.
All right. Are you okay for help?
Yes, we're actually doing really good with help. Have some new faces, and I think we're always looking for more. Anybody's more than welcome to always apply because things do change quite quickly, in the fast food industry.
Yeah.
People's lives change quick, without them realizing what's going to happen. So, But yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
7 days a week?
7 days a week. We are open Monday through Friday, 8 to 10, and Saturday, Sunday, 9 to 10. I have to stop and think about that one.
Well, it would change it a little bit.
Yeah, it did change a little bit. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Thanks a lot, Teresa.
Yeah.
And
Thanks for having me.
Getting to know each other a little bit more, maybe when you come back next time before we go on the air, we'll talk laundry.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea.
Do you dry or hang your clothes? Maybe we'll get into that.
Oh, man. That's a lot of work.
Yeah, washing warm or cold.
Yeah.
Look at the places we can go.
Yeah.
We could go on all kinds of different directions.
Thanks, Teresa.
Thank you.
We're going to go to Loop City in just a little bit via the radio. Stay tuned.
Have you ever asked a farmer if they talk to their fields?
Promise me you'll grow nice and tall. You got that? No, you were corn in 2013, not 2014. Hope you were thirsty. You think Cheryl's still mad at me?
After all that talking, sometimes it's time to listen. Your field has a voice, and John Deere Operations Center helps you hear it. Unlock every acre's full potential by using both agronomic and economic data. Visit johndeere.com/operations center and unlock your operation.
They run errands and equipment. They bring parts and dinner. They drive the combine and the kids to school. They feed livestock. They fix skinned knees, broken fences. They do the books and lead the 4-H group. They simply make everything better. John Deere celebrates the strength and resilience of the women that make farms run. They make all the difference.
9:17, and Brent Apperson is ready to go, and we're going to go to Loop City in just a moment. But before we do that, Jeremy has a couple of things that we want to get on the air, and then we'll turn it over to Brent.
When you're out and about, Arnold is participating in the citywide garage sale theme this weekend. The Arnold Citywide Garage Sales are this weekend, and Brubaker's Coffee House invites you to come by and check out what they've got going on. They've got lots of great inventory at 60% off. You can stop in and check it out and get a map for those citywide garage sales in Arnold at Brubaker's Coffee House and Gifts, and check that out throughout the weekend. It's a historic destination barista bar and gift shop right in our own back door at Brubaker's Coffee House in Arnold. Make sure you follow them on Facebook. They post there often so that you know what's going on. Coffee with a friend, always a good idea. Brubaker's in Arnold, open Tuesday to Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 until 3. They'll see you this weekend. And also the Broken Bow Chamber invites you to the Farmers Market, 3 until 7 o'clock, going on today. They kind of did a switch up on the times this year, and Thursdays 3 until 7 is the time. Anna's Pupusas going to be there. Tropical snow, some Tupperware, lifting spirits, old-fashioned kettle corn, Vang's Village Shop and all their delicious food, Tacos El Gordo, Kane USA Beef, The Secret Garden, Dickerson Chip Repair for your windshields. Yeah, I mean, what more could you want? You can get some delicious food and get your windshield repaired. Morning Lark Crochet, Pam's Embroidery, and more. U.S. Cellular, lots of other great guests there in the square today from 3 until 7. Tonight, Mohana and Red Shoes music starting at 5:30. And don't forget, the Chamber wants you to remember the citywide garage sales going on the 2nd and 3rd this weekend.
All right, Jeremy, thank you so much. We're going to go to Loop City next, but we do want to remind you that the grand finale for the day will be giving away tickets to Jason Aldean and Cody Johnson and others that will be performing at Nebraska Land Days, and we'll also give you a chance to win some Buffalo Bill Rodeo tickets at the conclusion of the show towards the end after this remote coming up. Brought to you by Johnson Hunt and Fish. Thank you, Alvin. Loop Agency, Loop Realty, Joe's Market, the Loop City Chamber of Commerce, Tuskey Welding, Kuzak Hardware and Variety Store, and Platte River Outdoors Store, BL Shop, Citizens Bank, and the Loop City RX Shop. All making this remote possible. With that, we'll send it to Brent Apperson. Brent?
All right, Dave, thank you very much. And good morning, everybody. We welcome you live to Loop City, Nebraska, as they have a big weekend ahead here as we celebrate the Polish Days Festival, which is coming up here this weekend in Loop City. Dave just ran down our sponsors that we have, and we will be thanking them throughout our special broadcast here today. So we want to say thanks to them for helping us be here live this morning. Always fun to have, I guess, what has become a yearly visit now for us as we welcome Melissa to the broadcast. She is right in the middle of putting the Polish Days Festival together. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. Doing great. I think this is at least our third year of sitting down and hashing out what's going on throughout the weekend. So,
well, I know that when you put together a festival like this, there's so much planning that takes place, and I'm sure it's always a little nerve-wracking when you get close to the event, but I'm guessing that there's a little bit of relief, too, because you finally see all that hard work come together, don't you?
there is. We start in October usually, making sure that we get all the bands and the entertainment lined up and everybody ready to come June. And so, the week of is a crazy one. And come Sunday, that's when I finally get to relax.
Yeah.
So looking forward to enjoying the polka bands in the beer garden on Sunday afternoon and
there you go.
And relaxing. But up until then, it's go because this is a jam-packed schedule.
Yeah. We kind of started by thanking the sponsors who are helping us with our remote broadcast. I know that the business support, I'm sure, that you get from the Loop City community and even maybe surrounding communities for this festival is big and greatly appreciated, I'm sure.
It sure is. We were able to have 50 different businesses that helped sponsor the event and gave to help with our promotions and making sure that we have enough to pay for the Rocket Event pros and everything that goes into this. So we were very happy with our turnout of local and, like you said, there's some from a ways away. So we've got some from Grand Island and Ord and all across Kearney, things like that. So it's been great to have that kind of support and recognizing our Polish Days event.
So where do you want to start? You just want to start going through some of the activities, Melissa, or where do you want to start here this morning?
That would be great. I think that we could start off with tonight. We're going to have Polish Prince and Princess contest. We'll be at 6:30 is the contest, and if you have a kid age 0 to 5, you can register at 6 p.m. at St. Joseph's Hall. This is brought to you by Rose Lane Home, so they always put on our Prince and Princess contest, and then the winner is usually in the age 5 age group, and they get to ride in a convertible in the parade on Saturday. So it's a really fun event that we have brought every year for a long time. So.
Well, whenever you can get the kids involved, and I know there's a lot of activities through the weekend for the kids that we'll be talking about, but whenever you can kind of spotlight them, it brings a smile to everybody's face, doesn't it?
It sure does. And that's something, too, on Friday to start our day. We are working on a Sherman County Sprouts Child Care Initiative to bring a child care center to Loop City, which is desperately needed. So the Kolache Bake-Off that we're having on Friday morning will support that program, and we're really looking forward to getting that off the ground and going to have a place for families to send their kids, because we have a really big shortage on childcare locally. So that'll be at the day's auction office from 10 to noon. You can turn in your entry. Every 3 dozen kolaches that you make, you can tray up a set of 4 matching ones of the same variety, and those will be judged by our 4 judges, and we'll have a first, second, and third place that win Loop City Chamber bucks. And then from 3 to 5, this is the good part. This is where you get to come and buy the kolaches that these people have donated. So there's $15 a dozen, $8 for a half dozen, or 1 for $1.50, and you can mix and match flavors, and those proceeds will go to the Sherman County Sprouts Child Care Initiative. So.
Wonderful. Now, you mentioned the kolache sale, which will be on Friday, 3 to 5. I do see where it says first come, first serve, so get there early.
Yes, 3 o'clock would be a great time. Maybe wait at the door. There might be a line. I'm not sure yet, but this will be our first time doing this, and we're really looking forward to adding this in, since it's a Polish heritage type thing that a lot of the ladies and gentlemen around have perfected the kolache baking, and it's going to be great.
It will be great. I know that the community center can kind of serve as a hub for a lot of things that are happening this weekend. And I think that kind of starts on Friday. I see a craft and vendor fair, which will be located there.
Yes, that in conjunction with our quilt show. So we've put those together there so it's nice and handicap accessible, air conditioned, plenty of room. So those will go on from 4 to 8 on Friday, and then from 9 to 4 on Saturday. We have over 20 craft and vendor show participants, and then the quilt show, they're doing kind of a historical themed quilt display. So we're looking forward to seeing that too.
All right. As we mentioned, there's going to be a lot of things to do for the kids, or for the kids to do this weekend. I know that's something that in the past you've talked about, trying to make sure that it's a family weekend, and certainly things for the kids is right in the middle of that. And I see that you have a lot of things going on for them.
Yes, right down starting at 4 p.m. would be a great time to arrive for the kids. The Kids Carnival starts at 4 and runs till 8. We have game booths, homemade game booths that are a lot of fun. You pay 25 cents to play, and then every game wins a prize. So you turn in your tickets at the end of the night and pick from our prize booth, kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, and go home with a bag full of goodies. At that same time, a lot of the kids enjoy our axe kickers axe throwing. So they have a kids lane and an adult lane, and that'll be free will donation for anybody who wants to participate. And that's all going on the Sherman County Courthouse lawn on the west side, starting tomorrow night at 4. Mr. Magic Myers it's coming back again this year. He was a hit last year. It's a strolling magic show downtown. So he walks through and does magic tricks for the kids and adults alike. They're all mind blown. So that's from 6:30 to 8:30 he'll be performing.
So what was your favorite magic trick from a year ago that he performed?
Well, he's actually my husband's cousin. And so,
okay.
Yeah, we end up every family event, he's got to practice on us all. And there's lots of disappearing ones, or rope tricks, or card tricks, and I haven't figured out a single one of them, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say
he won't tip you off as to his secrets or anything on how they work?
Not at all.
Okay.
No. So the kids just love it, though. He's very personable, and it's so fun to watch them react to every sleight of hand or whatever else he's doing. I haven't figured it out, like I said.
Yeah. I see that also, and we're going through some of the activities that are on Friday, June 2nd, the melodrama. And I even recognize, I think I know a couple of names that are going to be in this. This is fun, and I know that there's a lot of people in this area that love to take the stage and entertain.
Oh, it's hilarious. I did it a couple years when I first came to town, and it's a lot of fun to perform in. I just got too busy with other things, but Janelle Mostick is our director, and she does a fantastic job at getting everybody ready to perform for 3 performances over the weekend, 7 p.m. on Friday and Saturday, and at 1 o'clock on Sunday. They kind of do an afternoon show, and no show is alike, though. That's what's funny.
Yes. Yeah, you got to come to all of the shows, because what you see one night will probably be a little bit different the next night you come.
That's for sure. And by Sunday, you never know what you're going to get. Yeah. But there is a little bit of an admission charged, and it's at the Loop City High School Theater. And they're doing Stop the Presses, or She's Not My Type is the show. And I like you said, I've seen some of the cast members, and I'm looking forward to checking it out as well. It should be a good one. We're excited to have them back. The last one they had done was in 2019, and then it took a few years off with COVID and all that. And so we're ready to have the melodrama back in our lineup.
Good. One of the other things I saw for Friday night, mechanical bull. There's going to be a mechanical bull at Polish Days.
There is, and all ages are welcome. It's $1 per ride. You can just go over and get a ticket at the information station, or we might be taking them right there at the at the Mechanical Bowl, and laser tag is the other thing going on at that same time from 7 to 10 p.m. So that's teams of 6 to do $5 per person to play laser tag for, it's usually 10, 15 minutes of running around. So you get your workout in, and that's on the courthouse lawn on the south side that day.
Okay. I think that kind of takes care of Friday. And then, of course, when we turn the page, boy, the weekend is just loaded with stuff. Saturday,
yeah, we got
especially
the street dance on Friday
yeah,
night,
I missed
though.
that. Well, yeah,
Can't forget.
Well, no, not when a polka band is
Absolutely.
involved. That's a big part of Polish Days, isn't it?
Yes. So at 8:30, Mark Vilhall's polka band goes on to perform, and then we've got the street dance, and that's all in the Sons of the American Legion Beer Garden right downtown. They will open the beer garden at 5 o'clock, though, so you can sit down and have a few drinks and enjoy the show as it starts at 8:30.
And if you don't dance, it is worth coming out to watch the people who do.
Yes.
Because you're going to see some people that know how to polka, and they are fun to watch.
They are professionals. I am not, but my husband sure tries. He would be considered a professional, and then I just trip up myself along the way. But it's a fun time.
It will be. All right. Now the weekend, Saturday and Sunday. A lot of things, of course, on Saturday.
So many things on Saturday. I don't even know where you would start to pick what things you're going to do. We have a lot of tournaments and activities going on in the morning. So one of the things that starts at 7:15 is actually a 5K fun run that the cheerleaders are putting on. You meet at Jenner's Park for that. We also have at Jenner's Park beginners doubles pickleball tournament. So they had a pre-registration for that, and we have a pickleball league of ladies and gentlemen that have started up in town, and they have a lot of fun out there. So they're putting on their own tournament. We have a sand volleyball tournament. We want to thank Ulrich Gravel out of Ord for donating the sand for that. That was a huge help. And we've got our bracket full, and looking forward to watching those. It's out at the fairgrounds, so you can even go out and watch. There's bleachers and everything available there.
Okay.
Rolls into our craft and vendor fair and quilt show again that morning, starting at 9 until 4. And then one of the highlights of the weekend is our parade. So this year the theme is Visions from the Past, 150 years of Sherman County, as we celebrate our sesquicentennial, which is a hard word to say, but I think I nailed it. And that check-in for that starts at 9 and judging at 9:30. And one of the things that we added this year is reserved parking available downtown on N Street after the parade for any of the classic cars and tractors to show off their rides. So it'll be like a classic car and tractor display. We would judge those cars in the parade, but after that, it's just kind of to let people check them out and see all the hard work that a lot of people put into those classics. So. And we have a new route this year for our parade, so you can expect it to go all the way down Main Street to the end at 6th Street and turn up and go in front of like the SINCAP building and the Carnegie Library. So it'll be a nice long shaded route, and a lot of them go up to Rose Lane afterwards too to let the residents at Rose Lane home see all the floats and tractors and cars.
Good. And then obviously throughout the weekend, food is always a big part of Polish Days, and I think you're going to have everybody covered on Saturday and through the weekend.
We do. We have lots of food options. We have food vendors downtown, like food trucks, where we've got Mashka's Sausage, Lazy JK Barbecue, the Big Red Donuts, Kettle Corn, Kick and Ice, which is snow cones. And then we have the authentic Polish buffet that will be held at the Loop City Diner. That has all your classics. So that's from 11:30 to 2. And yeah, come and enjoy some great food. And we'll have picnic tables set up on the street and then in the shade, so you can enjoy a meal outside and listen at the same time, because at 1 o'clock we start some polka bands on the courthouse square.
Okay.
So they'll be performing in that area, where there will also be some picnic tables and bleachers set up, or you can bring your own chair, but we'll have that going on as well until 3 o'clock.
I know that when people come to Polish Days, obviously there's a lot of tie to the heritage and the history. And I see where the Sherman County Historical Society will be giving some tours and things during the course of the day Saturday as well.
Yeah, that is a great stop to make while you're here in Loop City. There is, it's about 3 blocks south of the Polish Eagle in the center of town. So you can make the walk or drive over there. They're going to have homemade ice cream and cookies after the parade and self-guided tours. So all their buildings will be open until 4. They have QR codes so that you can just scan them with your smartphone for short audio clips at their exhibits. And then they have a feature family display of the Lorentz family. So that will be going on out there. They have some memorabilia for sale for the 150th anniversary, as well as they had done a historical book for the 150th, a picture book with some additional information on the history of Sherman County. So they have like a draft one that's available to read through and look through, and then you can order them as well. So that's really fun to have as a keepsake.
Nice. And then we see some other things for, well, children of all ages. You got Golf on the Go, inflatable water park, and bubble machine, which I'm sure the kids will flock to.
Absolutely. And we added a 3 and under zone for that this year too, because a lot of those little ones are a little scared of some of the big slides. So we have kiddie pools and water tables and lots of fun for the little ones. And then you just need the armband for admittance into the water park from 1 to 5, and then it gets you also in to the Rocket Event Pros rides and attractions that go from 5 to 9 on Main Street, with like rock climbing and bungee trampolines and all sorts of wind-up swings and bounce houses and stuff like that.
Good.
So.
Man, and things just continue on Saturday and on through the weekend, don't they? A lot of things going on.
Lots of things. A Bloody Mary bar, family fishing out at Bowman's, a kiddie tractor pull put on by Ken's Equipment. We've got the live polka music on the courthouse steps. There's bingo out at St. Joseph's Hall. There's a cornhole tournament at the Rusty Horseshoe Saloon. And then those Rocket Event Pros rides, another melodrama performance at 7. And then we get the Shaleski Brothers for a polka band that night with a street dance starting at 8:30 again until 12:30 a.m. And that's always a really good show as well.
Yeah, always good to have the Shaleski Brothers as part of Polish Days, isn't it?
Yeah, I had seen where we have from 50 years ago, there's a pamphlet in the back of our pamphlet that was a copy of what they had 50 years ago, and they were performing.
Really?
Then.
Oh, man, that's neat.
Yeah, so I'm not sure if it's next generation or how I assume so, but how exactly that worked. But we're excited to always have them at Polish Days. It's a great highlight.
Yeah, good. So did we kind of cover Saturday?
I think we did. I
we mentioned
did a
everything.
Rundown.
Yeah.
Like if you have any questions, you can stop by the information booth or check out our Facebook page. I have everything updated on there to where you can see the times and the details and the locations of absolutely everything going on, so that you aren't. Yeah. You have a map. All the goodies are on the Facebook page or at the information booth.
All right. For those of you just tuning in, we're visiting about the Polish Days celebration coming up this weekend in Loop City, Nebraska. Melissa with us, who is right in the middle of putting together the events and helping organize the activities. We moved to Sunday now, June 4th, and we need to emphasize this is an event that goes all the way through Sunday. It just doesn't end on Saturday night, does it?
Right. So you can start off your morning at the Loop City Diner at 8 a.m. They'll start their Polish Highlights breakfast buffet. And I will say that this is very delicious, extra delicious after a long weekend. And it's $13 to go through the buffet there, and excellent food. And then We also have a disc golf tournament that morning out at Jenner's Park, and the details for that are on our Facebook page. And a regular golf tournament with a 3-person scramble out at the Loop City Golf Course is also on Sunday. So that's 150 a team. They do have a max of 26 teams, so you can call the clubhouse, the Loop City Golf Course, to reserve a spot now. Would be recommended. And then the Loop City Entrepreneurs Club is doing an energy encounter at Jenner's Park, so you can learn about natural energy, gemstones, and the beneficial properties of energy. They'll have a gemstone hunt with prizes that day.
Okay.
And back out to the Historical Society in the afternoon. That would be a great stop for Sunday because they have the Humanities Nebraska speaker, Sarah Crook, at 2 o'clock at the Elsner Clark Exhibit Hall, and her topic is Nebraska's Winding Road to Statehood in the footsteps of a female settler. So I think that would be a great one to catch that afternoon, and the buildings will be open from touring from 1 to 2 and 3 to 4. And 1 o'clock is another melodrama performance. That'll be the last one, so you make sure you catch that at the Loop City High School Theater. And rounding out our itinerary here is the Three Guys Polka Band. Will perform in the American Legion Beer Garden from 2 to 6. And that's also a great local polka band that is one of our staples at Polish Days we appreciate.
Well, it seems like a fitting way to kind of wrap up the activities with a polka band, right?
It is,
yeah.
Yes. And there will still be food truck and stuff downtown to enjoy some food at that point in time as well.
I think we would be remiss, Melissa, if we don't mention the fact that it takes a lot of people, I know, to put on an event such as this, and I'm sure that the majority of it, probably all of it, is just volunteer help.
It is.
And I'm sure that you're very thankful, and all of the organizers of the event are thankful for the way people pitch in to put on something like this.
Yeah, we have a great core team that puts all this together, and then we also have to pull in some additional help as we have to man different activities or game booths or the information station, and then the Sons of the American Legion do an excellent job of patrolling and serving up drinks all weekend. So it takes a lot of people. We have our city staff does an excellent job of getting all of our streets blocked off in time and setting all that up. So there's so many people to thank. I can't even start because otherwise I'd forget some and feel awful. But gosh, an overall blanket thank you to everybody who helps put this on. I have another little one on the way this year, and so it's been one of those tough years of can't do much heavy lifting or lots going on with doctor's appointments and all that. So I have appreciated all the help, and everybody's so generous with their time and money and talents that it all comes together in the end, luckily.
Yeah. Now, we've had a gentleman join us here. I haven't had a chance to meet him. Are you wanting to visit with us, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's hand the microphone over to him, and we'll find out who we're talking with here. Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Alec Bailey. I'm the owner of BL Shop in Loop City, Nebraska, and our part in Polish Days is the Polish Pottery raffle. We are blessed with being the exclusive dealer, vendor for Polish pottery in Loop City, Nebraska. So it's a big honor, and we celebrate with Melissa and the crew. And my gosh, what a great job she has done for Polish Days and the economic development. We're blessed beyond belief by her endless energy and talent. So, but we're fun. We're looking forward to a fun time, just like everybody else is, and we've got some sales going on at our shop, as I'm sure other vendors do during our celebration.
Now, where is your shop located here in Loop City so people can find it easy?
It's 8th and O Street.
Okay.
It's a block west of the Polish Eagle.
All right.
And it's one of the main intersections of town, so it's kind of tough to miss us. We're right across the street from the hotel and catty corner from the community center, and we're the only place in town that has a greenhouse on Main Street.
There you go. Well, it's a good time to have one of those, I'll tell you that. What are some of the other things that you have in the shop? That
we specialize in antiques and gifts and plants, and then I do a little dabbling in hand-painted barn quilts.
Oh,
and,
nice.
Stop by, see us, say hello. We've always got a guest book to sign and a free pen for signing it. So,
all right, sounds good. Well, thank you very much for coming to visit with us, and we hope you have a great weekend ahead.
Well, it'll be a fun weekend, and I encourage everybody to come out because we'll have a good time.
All right. Melissa, now it's just let the event happen, right? I mean, all the planning has been done. You got everything put together, and now it's just let it happen and have some fun.
Yep, do all the things that we've planned for. We just have to execute. So that's it'll be so much fun. I'm looking forward to it, looking forward to having it over at the same time. But
I hear you. Yes.
It's a lot of work, and I think that anybody who comes can appreciate that time and effort that goes into putting on this size of an event, because there's a lot of communities that their town celebrations are dwindling, or less and less activities, and somehow ours keeps growing because every year I'm trying to shove it all onto a poster or a pamphlet and keep adding different activities. So we're very excited to have the support and the just overall excitement that surrounds Polish Days now.
We mentioned a lot of things here in the last few minutes. Again, if people want to see a list of events so that they kind of know what's going on, your Facebook page is the best place to go.
Facebook page is excellent if you're not in town yet. Second, once you get to town, you can stop by and pick up one of our booklets. They're available at a lot of the different businesses in town, like Joe's Market or Woe and Go. They have little baskets with these Polish Days booklets that have everything, a map included with where everything's going on at, so you don't get lost in our huge town.
Well, good. We'll encourage people to pick up one of the pamphlets and look at your Facebook page, too, so they kind of know what to expect when they come into town.
Perfect. That sounds good.
Before we go, we do want to say thanks again to the great businesses like BL Shop that have helped us with our remote broadcast here this morning. Also, Johnson Hunt and Fish, Loop Agency and Loop Realty, Joe's Market, the Loop City Chamber of Commerce, Two Ski Welding, Kushak Hardware and Variety Store, and Platte River Outdoors, Citizens Bank, and Loop City RX Shop. A big thank you to all of those businesses helping us with our remote broadcast here today. Anything you want to add before we go, other than a welcome to everybody to come join you?
Yes, welcome everybody. Pray for good weather. We'll take rain overnight for the farmers, but we're hoping during the day it's either light showers and that it all goes off without a hitch, and we're safe and courteous and all the good things.
All right. Well, I know I speak for many when I say thanks to you and everybody who's had a hand in putting the event together, and we hope you have a great weekend.
Yeah, thank you so much for coming out, and yeah, we appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. That's going to do it from Loop City. Folks, we encourage you to come out and enjoy Polish Days. Activities, well, kind of beginning tonight with the crowning of the Prince and Princess, and then they'll have activities Friday through Sunday for you to enjoy. Again, check out their Facebook page and then pick up a pamphlet when you get here to town in Loop City for the Polish Days celebration this weekend. That's going to do it for our special remote broadcast. We'll send it back to the studio.
All right, Brent, thanks so much. What a great remote. What a great presentation. And what a great community. Loop City inviting you to their Polish Days. And again, we want to thank our sponsors. Brent went through the list. I would give you a few more details here on the businesses that are welcoming you to town. Johnson Hunt and Fish, Alvin, is open Monday through Sunday, 8 a.m. until 5 p.m. They're located on South Highway 58 next to the Loop City baseball field. Stop by on your way to the lake. And by the way, they're now offering gunsmithing services as well. Loop Agency, Loop Realty on Main Street. Amy and Tina offering home, farm, auto, crop, commercial, and specialty line coverages like animal mortality and special events. coverage. Joe's Market, check out their expanded line of sausages, high-quality foods, friendly service, and great prices. The Loop City Chamber of Commerce, the ones behind Polish Days, making it all happen. Two Ski Welding, Seth Spaginski, offering welding services to the area, from on-the-site welding jobs to jobs at his shop at 149 North 10th Street. Kuzak Hardware and Variety Store and Platte River Outdoors, recently remodeled. Stop in and see the changes upstairs, and make sure to check out Platte River Outdoors in the basement for tackle and fishing equipment and hunting accessories as well. BL Shop, they sell that Polish pottery, the pottery that they were presenting to you on the show. They have raffle tickets this weekend, and they have a large serving tray in Mayflower designs. Tickets are 3 for $5 or 1 for $2 at 752 O Street in Loop City. Citizens Bank, with locations in St. Paul, Loop City, and Central City, experienced in real estate, agricultural, commercial, and consumer lending. And the Loop City RX shop, been a part of the Loop City community for 9 years, and this year they're happy to support Polish Days as they have in the past. Also, a big anniversary celebration goes out to Rita and Gary Pasota. They're celebrating 49 years today. Rita and Gary Pasota, 49 years of marital bliss. Congratulations to you. All right, it is 9:51. The breakfast show we knew would run long today because we have had a lot of good people in today, and we've enjoyed it. Hope you've enjoyed hearing them and hearing about all the different things going on in this area. Coming up later in June will be Nebraska Land Days, and we've been giving away some tickets. Today is the last day we're going to do that on a Thursday. We have 2 Cody Johnson tickets and 2 Jason Aldean tickets. Now, I believe they're sold out, so these tickets are very valuable, and they're in a good location as well as far as seating goes. And we also have some Buffalo Bill Rodeo tickets. 1 pair. Let me get those over here. Got to pick them up. There you go. Wild West Arena on Friday, June 16th. And then we have some tickets, a pair of tickets for the show on Thursday, June 15th. So we'll be making those available to you when we end the show. Right now, I will take the 5th caller at 872-2801 for the Cody Johnson tickets. 5th caller at 872-2801.
Wearing your black dress, red shoes, makeup, perfume, and